Craziest moments where shark tanks aren't strong enough. Now, I am going to save the best clip for last, so make sure to stay tuned all the way to the end to watch it. But in this first clip, we're going to start off easy. I guess there's this guy swimming in the river, and it's just a typical river. I'm not really sure if it's an ocean, doesn't seem like one. It's like a cliff jumping spot where you can just go and swim with your friends, and this guy decides to go, except he did not expect that there would be a shark literally swimming right next to him. It's only later when he was actually deep inside the water that he realized, he's like, oh shoot, I'm actually next to a damn shark. You could even see on the camera that he brought that the shark was easily seen, and it literally almost bit his foot. Like, I'm not joking. Like, this is definitely one of the scariest clips, and that's why I made it first.
Shark! Shark! Shark!
Now this next one, it absolutely blew my mind. Reason being, there was a shark cage where I guess divers are allowed to go inside. I'm not sure if they're tourists or if they're working there, but they're just inside there, I guess admiring the sharks or the fish, and one of these sharks actually was able to slip in through this cage. The scariest thing is, there was a person inside there, and the reactions that everybody had around him, they literally thought he was dead. Once they saw the shark inside there, they're like, oh my god, he's dead, he has to be dead. And everybody assumed that he was dead. Now, like I said, this is definitely the craziest clip on this list, or one of the craziest ones, so please make sure to check it out. It's honestly a miracle he survived it.
He's in the cage. He's in the cage. Oh my god.
Was there anybody in there?
This is the cage. Oh my god. It has to be mink. It's mink.
Oh my gosh, he's okay. Jeez.
Oh, we're so scared for him. Did you see like that? I was down there.
How did the cage open?
Are you
Now, just like the last clip, we have more people inside the shark cage, and I guess this time it's more of a tourist thing. They just want to see all the fish around them, but while being protected in the shark cage. Except this guy brought the camera down with him, and you get to see hands-on the sharks trying to eat him alive. Like, he starts nomming on this cage. It looks like he's about to break it. I have no idea how strong the bite is on a shark. It might be strong enough to rip open his cage. I mean, it did in the last clip, so I really don't understand why they still make this a thing that people can do. He was able to fit his snout all the way inside. Just please watch this clip. It is absolutely insane. Now we're starting to get on more of the deadlier side of these clips, where people actually might have died. Apparently this is in a mall, or I don't know if this was one of the workers there. She was running across, and I don't think she understood that there was a hole in the bottom, and this is like where an aquarium was. And she's just running across thinking that nothing of it, and she just, I guess, falls into this aquarium. I have no idea why she didn't look below, or she didn't look any better. She's kind of dumb for this. But where she fell in was an entire aquarium full of sharks and different fish, and I guess everybody heard her, and they all tried their best to try to pull her out. There was a bunch of people on the scene. For some reason, a lot of these clips are in China. I don't know why a lot of accidents of shark tanks happen in China. And I guess you didn't know how to swim either, because it took her a long time to get out of there. Like, I don't know why it took her forever just to get out of the shark tank. This next one has to be one of the craziest clips on this list. Basically, there was this field trip where students are allowed to go to these zoos and aquariums and all that. And what this kid decided to do, I guess he got dared for it. He was dared to go jump in the shark tank. And it wasn't like, you know, covered or sealed. This is something like you couldn't easily climb and get over and just jump inside. One of the workers there said this was the first time this ever happened in 30 years, and they never expected someone was actually dumb enough to do this. Like, why would you want to risk your life into a shark tank? It kind of amused me that a lot of the people were really worried about more of the fish and the sharks and the animals there rather than the kid. Like, I don't think they really cared about him. They were more worried about if he injured any of the animals there that were swimming, because there were also turtles and stuff. And I guess I would have been worried too. Like, it's my job to care about these animals, and it's his fault for jumping in a shark tank. Like, what do you expect is gonna happen?
Has now been viewed thousands of times. It is a local high school student diving into the shark and ray exhibit at the Living Coast Discovery Center in Chula Vista.
And 10 News anchor Brian Schlonsky met with experts who work closely with the animals to see how they're doing after all the chaos.
Elizabeth Argyle is busy setting up for a Sea of Change, a new display at the Living Coast Discovery Center set to open next week.
How can humans and animals live harmoniously?
All of this trash collected during local cleanups. It's ironic they're setting this up now, an exhibit on coexisting and respecting animals, in a week that this video started making the rounds on social media, showing a Montgomery High School student doing just the opposite.
Well, obviously we were very shocked by it because in our 30 years of being here, we've never had an experience like that before.
Argyle says as someone who cares deeply for these animals, the video was tough to watch.
We were very deeply disappointed by the actions that some of these students chose to do.
The student diving in off the rocks and swimming a lap, onlookers yelling. The center believes the student did this on a dare.
You don't know the consequences that you're going to create, and for the animals, they get spooked by it.
Argyle says these specific animals need to be in a calm environment.
And they don't like to be scared by all those quick motions or loud noises.
Thankfully, none of them were hurt when the student jumped in the enclosure.
They're doing well. Our animal care staff watch after them. We have a veterinarian that comes and checks on our animals.
The Sweetwater Union High School District says the behavior was inappropriate and that they're working with Living Coast on restitution, but that they can't comment on disciplinary action. Argyle says she hopes future guests learn from this one bad decision.
Just hoping that with the relationship that we had with the school and the district, that we could just work on, looking for those teachable moments.
Brian Schlonsky, 10 News.
Well, the district says it is also working with the center right now to make sure an incident like this never happens again. Living Coast says it also hopes to see students at community cleanups in the future as well, and says several people in the community have reached out hoping to help after seeing that video.
Now onto my favorite clip where sharks were actually released inside a mall. Like, I'm not joking, this is not clickbait. Apparently there was this huge tank that was inside of a mall for people to watch, any customers to watch. Once again, this is also in China. I guess since it was so cold over there during this time, the tank was, I guess, a bit loose, and one of the sharks bumped into it and it kind of just speared out everywhere. Like, all the sharks and all the fish, the turtles, were everywhere inside this mall where everybody was shopping. Now all these people can now see all these sharks and animals swimming inside the mall. Like, I'm not joking, that much water was released. On top of the sharks getting released, there was also a lot more damage done because 16 people were injured from the damage that was done from the glass. I guess people were way too close to this thing, and when it fell and spewed out, the glass shattered all over everybody, and a few people really got injured because I guess they didn't know how to swim that well either. It would have been absolutely insane if someone actually got eaten by this thing.
Huge shark tank inside a mall. Come here, come here, come here, come here. Look at this. A huge shark tank inside a mall burst open suddenly as shoppers were like, oh, look at the fishy, the fishy. Well, the shocking accident was caught on video. Here you go. Oh my word. The aquarium exploded. This is at a mall in Shanghai, China. 16 people were hurt by the flying glass, not to mention a wall of water. The massive tank held 33 tons of water. Oh, and that wasn't a here fishy fishy. Those are lemon sharks. Oh, and fish and turtles. Officials think the cold weather somehow may have weakened the tank. I'm taking a picture. No, I'm not. I'm brushing a shark off my shoulder.
That does do it for this video, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.